Hello. So I'm doing some cyanotype workshop with kids. So I got a couple different sizes of paper. I'm just going to open one of them. They came in this big package because I got a couple. One of those will come in a smaller package. So this is the one we're looking at. This one comes with instructions on the outside, which I appreciate. Some of the other packages of cyanotype paper come just in a plain black envelope, and you would have to open it to get to whatever's inside, which you can't do during the day because the sunlight will start to affect the paper. So I really appreciate that this one has two layers. We've got one layer with the instructions, which is on the outside layer. Let's get this open. And then you have the actual paper sealed inside these containers. So you don't want this paper exposed to sunlight, even if you're inside a house and the sun's coming through the windows, until you're ready to use it. So always keep the paper inside the packages unless it's actually night outside. And once it's night outside, then you can open them up and look at the paper and get a sense of what you're dealing with. But really, they're just sheets of paper that have a cyanotype liquid on them. So I really appreciate that this one has the instructions outside of the paper, so you understand how this works. So the cyanotype paper comes pre-coated. You put an object on top of it, we'll say a fern. I love working with ferns. And then you let the sun shine on it, and that object is casting a shadow. The area under the paper that the object is covering is not being touched by the sunlight. And then when you rinse it off, then the area that was covered by the object will stay the paper's natural color, and the rest of it, the blue, will turn blue, and you'll get a design that is somewhat light, and then the darker area everywhere the sun turns. So you could put down bicycle gears or ferns or leaves or all sorts of other stuff to create this type of imprint. And this was the original form of photography. So I'm going to do some tests with this and show you some pictures so you can see how this works out, and I will get back to you. Hello. So now I'm in an orchard and I'm ready to start making some cyanotypes with the orchard leaves. Now this comes with a little pack of thin leaves that you can use if you want to have some fake things to work with. So they'll cast a shadow just like a real leaf does. It also comes with a piece of plastic. The only purpose of the plastic is to try to hold things still while you're doing your exposures. But this plastic is so light that if your issue is with wind, which we actually have today, that the wind would just blow this away. So I'd recommend getting a rock or something to put on each side of the things that you are putting down. A purpose of the plastic can be that if you put the piece of paper down, so the paper's in there, so you put a piece of paper down, then you put some little leaf pieces down, and then you put the plastic, and then you can put the rocks on the edge of the plastic, and it will hold everything that's in between down onto the paper so it doesn't move for the 10 minutes or whatever that you're exposing without those rocks being in the image. I tend to like to do things with bicycle gears, so when I use bicycle gears, they by themselves hold the paper down. You don't have to worry about the leaves blowing away or stuff. Alright, so I'm going to do a test here with the paper, and it comes in 3 packages, and again, once I open up this package, it's going to start exposing right away, so I will take pictures afterwards. So here's the shapes they give you. The colors do not matter at all. All that matters is the shapes, because when the sun shines through, it's just going to be making silhouettes of all these things. So the idea is that if you don't have actual foliage around, or you're doing this inside or somewhere where you need things to be last forever, then you could put one of these things down on the paper and you'll get the outlines of the different shapes. So that's what they provide to work with, which is fun. So this is a test that I did using their pre-printed little leaf things. So you can sort of see in here that I laid the leaves down, and then I laid the piece of plastic down, and then I anchored the piece of plastic down with rocks. And these are a couple of the other leaf things that I hadn't used. So this is the set that we've got. The problem I had is that the leaves are not dark enough. So even when you expose them for a full length of time, those leaves just do not make enough of a shadow for the pieces to darken underneath there. So I would say, even though they provide these cute little leaf things, I would not use them. I would use actual leaves or rocks or gears or something else that casts a stronger shadow. In this example here, I used gears, which, as you can see, cast a nice strong shadow, and then that was be able to present the image that we are looking for.
So after this stage, what happens is I take that piece and I bring it to the sink, and then I rinse it in strong water for maybe 30 seconds to 60 seconds, and that water washes away the rest of the chemicals. So here's some of the results. This paper is light blue. So that means when you lay these things down, you're laying them down on a treated surface which then has light blue as its base color. So even when you rinse thoroughly, what you're going to get is a light blue shadow image and then a dark blue cyanotype image. So just be aware of that when you're working on this, that you're not going to get the sharp blue against white. You're going to get blue against the light blue, which is the native color of the paper. And it is pretty. It's the one in the top middle and top right, and that's what you're going to get. The ferns have the light blue, and it is a pretty effect, but it is not the white versus dark blue effect. So as long as you know that that's what you're going to get after 10 or 15 minutes of exposure, then you should be all set.